这个实践在数字政府的建设方面是我们全国走在前列的啊。然后这个结合这样的一个实践，给我们做了很精彩的汇报。下面我们有请第4位发言人是来自于印度昌迪加尔潘杰布大学计算机科学与应用系主任阿贾伊杜塔，他给我们演讲的题目是印度的数字基础设施发展促进公民赋权。我们有请杜塔主任。
A very warm greetings to everyone. I Navdeep, Department of Computer Science and Applications in BAM Khalsa College, Garshankar, Punjab University, Chandigarh from India. Can we start? Okay. The title of my paper is Digital Infrastructure Development in India for the Citizen Empowerment under the theme Digital Empowerment and Modernization of National Governance System and Capacity. This paper is written by me and guided by Dr. Ajay Datta, who is the head and the assistant professor of Department of Computer Science and Applications in BAM Khalsa College, Garshankar, Punjab University, Chandigarh from India. Now I am presenting a presentation of my paper. In this PPT, I covered concepts of digital infrastructure in India for citizen empowerment, that is introduction, preview of literature, digital infrastructure development in India. After that, we will discuss about the barriers in digital infrastructure of India. And at last, we will talk about the conclusion. Now let's begin with an introduction. Digital describes electronic technology that generates, stores, and processes data, where infrastructure describes the physical and organizational structures and facilities. Digital infrastructure refers to the digital technology that provides the foundation for the organization information technology. The government of India with the vision is to transfer India to digitally and also provide services 24/7. The main target of the India initiatives are core utility to every citizen, governance and service on demand, and digital empowerment of citizens. The major components of digital infrastructure are high-speed internet, mobile banking, common service center, that is CSC, safe and secure internet connectivity, smart life, digital currency, online business startups, and digital e-learning like Shodh Ganga, e-Pathshala, e-PG Pathshala, and Neptology. Now I will discuss about the review of literature. The whole literature is reviewed under a number of journals, government reports, blogs, articles, e-governance services, and technology. Bhushan and Kumar describe about the quick growth of digital education trend in present generation and also discuss online tools of digital learning. Shiokand and Gupta focus on the 9 pillars of digital India challenges and also explain how empowering Indian citizens through technology and digitalization generation. Now I will talk about the digital infrastructure development in India. It refers to the hardware and software resources that are required to enable the use of data, computer devices, methods, system, and processes. The government of India taken so many initiatives regarding development in digital infrastructure. Further, digital infrastructure development divided into 4 categories. Number 1, G2G, that is government to government. Number 2, G2C, that is government to citizen. Number 3, G2B, that is government to business. And number 4, G2E, that is government to education. Now I will explain the categories one by one. Firstly, I'll talk about the G2G, that is government to government. It is a foundation that deals with the inner government. The government of India launched various projects, but I described two, that is high-speed internet and open forge project. Moving towards, I explain high-speed internet. It is an internet access provided by number of network servers that transfer data by high-speed cable, satellites data by high-speed cable and wireless connections. Broadband connections transmit information digitally. That the government has provided 1,57,383 gram panchayats with high-speed internet infrastructure. Now I will talk about the Open Forge project. It is an open source platform for open collaboration of e-governance application. The main purpose of Open Forge project is to customize source code in repository for promoting reuse, sharing, remixing, and modifying the repositories. Total 1,775 projects, 8,673 users, 1 lakh 2,681 EFX, 2,42,850 Git push contribute to Open Forge project. Now I will discuss the second category, which is government to citizen, that is G2C. It is a process that delivers online information and services to citizens. The government of India established so many projects, but I discussed 5 projects, which are unique identification of citizen, mobile banking, common service center, cloud space for citizens, smart life. Firstly, I'll talk about the unique identification of citizen. Aadhaar is a unique identity of Indian citizen, also a biometric identity infrastructure. The vision of Aadhaar is authenticate to enable residents to prove their identity. It is useful for telecommunication, food distribution, KYC, and mainly in COVID scenario launch various apps like CoWIN app and Arogya Setu app. These apps are linked with Aadhaar database. The second project is mobile banking under the government to citizen. It is a facility provided by a bank or other financial institution that authorizes its customer to regulate financial transactions remotely. In India, BHIM, which stands for Bharat Interface Money for Mobile Payment App. The main target of the BHIM app is to provide a uniform experience of UPI and also to support those banks who have not developed any UPI for their customers yet. Now we dig up into the third one, which is Common Service Center, that is CSC. It also stands for Common Suvidha Center, whereas in Punjab region, it is also known as Seva Kendra. It is a public internet access program where it delivers the electronic service to the villages in India. The CSC schemes in rural as well as urban areas of India reach 4.3 million. It provides basic to high level services like issuing documents, certificates, driving license, alteration in Aadhaar card, and many more. Now we discuss the fourth project, that is Cloud Space for Citizen. The government of India provides cloud space for every Indian citizen who hold the Aadhaar, that is DigiLocker. DigiLocker is a digitalization online service. This app is utilized in authenticating documents and certificates like driving license, vehicle registration, academic mark sheet, and many more in digital format. The main objective of this app is to minimize the dependence on physical documents and also to verify the documents. Moving towards the last one, which is Smart Life, National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence, AI for All, originated a national policy on artificial intelligence by Government of India in June 2018. The main benefits of Smart Life is increased efficiency, 24/7 services, improved workflow. In India, AI-based startups are expected to be 100 by 2025. AI manage busy traffic, violation, healthcare, facial recognition, and many more. The third category in the list is government of business, which is G2B. It is a state which deals with government to business organization in commercial manner. This category has launched different kinds of projects by Government of India, but I am going to describe three: Government e-marketplace, digital currency, Udyog Aadhaar. Let's talk about the government e-marketplace first. It is an electronic purchase and sales of goods or services through electronic methods, primarily the internet. It is completely paperless, cashless, and system-driven e-marketplace. Transactions for more than ₹140 crore have been processed. The advantages of buyers are transparent and ease of buying and ease return policy, whereas the advantages of government e-marketplace for sellers is one-stop for bid and dynamic prices. My second project, which lies under government to business category, is digital currency. Digital currency or digital money. That means payment entirely exists in an electronic form. Digital currency is transferred to accounts. It can be transfigured into a physical cash by the use of an ATM in some cases. The government of India is further planning to develop their own digital currency. Around 111 countries from its 159 members countries are researching or planning to introduce digital money in the near future. Moving towards the third project, which is Udyog Aadhaar. Udyog Aadhaar is an online business for startups, which is a 12-digit government identification number. It helps the sole traders by providing a unique identity and official registration that certify existence of his business. More than 48 lakhs are registered under the Udyog Aadhaar in India. And the last category of digital infrastructure development in India is government to education, that is G2E. The main purpose of this program is to achieve fast growth in the Indian society. The India government took some wide steps for ICT-based learning like Shodh Ganga, NAPTEL, ePathshala and EPG Pathshala. The very first we will discuss e-learning platform, which is Shodh Ganga. Shodh Ganga is an open source platform of research work where distinctive source of information are present in form of thesis. It provides a platform for research scholar to deposit their PhD thesis. Total 3,27,636 theses, 8,358 synopses, 5 fellowships are present there. Let's move forward to second e-learning platform, which is NAPTEL. NAPTEL, which stands for National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, is a studies platform which was established by 7 institutes of IITs, where India will shape into a powerful and vital knowledge economy. NAPTEL has 2,300 plus courses, which is based on higher education, professional education, open source and distance learning for self-study. Now we are going to discuss fourth e-learning platform, which is considered ePathshala. ePathshala is an e-book or e-reader where mainly NCERT books are available for primary, secondary and higher secondary students. Total 3,886 e-resources, 504 textbooks are available there. The last one e-learning platform, EPG platform, which is quite similar to ePathshala, but with the variance within providing learning resource. EPG Pathshala provides learning resource for graduates, postgraduates, academicians, recent scholars, and also it is an open access education portal. EPG Pathshala has 18,000 plus e-textbooks, 17,000 plus learning videos, 3,200 plus expert, 30,000 plus quizzes, around 70 subjects also. 723 papers are available there. After getting the whole concept of digital infrastructure development in India, now let's discuss the barriers in digital infrastructure. Digital illiteracy is the biggest challenge of Digital India program. The cost of infrastructure in rural area has not met yet because some funds have not been established effectively as compared to the urban areas. Lack of infrastructure, less awareness regarding upcoming innovation, digital money can understand user privacy and is susceptible to hacks and also violate in value. At last, we will talk about the conclusion. This paper reviews the digital infrastructure and technologies for the empowerment of citizens, which develops much fastly, effectively, efficiently due to the better utilization of human resource. These services led to increased output, better employment, cost savings, enhanced productivity and literacy, etc. We have seen lots of improvements in digital infrastructure, but digital illiteracy, cybercrime, fear of technology, insufficient time to learn new techniques, environment capability overcome the benefit of digital governance. So this is the end of my presentation. I would like to say a huge thanks for everyone.